Alright.
Uh,
Hey
so
everyone.
some people even said,
I'm gonna
oh,
have to turn off my voice on here and have the stream turned on.
oh,
I'm
okay.
chatting with Gunslinger on Discord. So I have to mute myself in Discord, otherwise you get double voice if you listen. Alright. I haven't done anything with my TF2 map in a long time. Hey Jacoby, that was fast. How's it going? I am now at the halfway point on my level. Well, sorta. I'm working on the new area here. I get this section out.
First viewer.
That was pretty fast. Let's see. Alright, it says I'm live. I already set everything up. Alright.
Oh jeez, the delay is horrible. I just gonna hop into stream and
Hmm.
mute myself in Discord.
Yeah, the lag is a problem when trying to like chat on Discord, and I don't know. I haven't really figured out like a good way to like make Discord work with streaming. Um, unless people just mute. Yeah, unless I turn off like push to talk or something like that. Sup, Gunslinger? You're in the chat now. You're trapped in that world. Alright. Oh wow. I'm noticing a real performance like hit here. Interesting. I guess I was just getting used to the editor running without the recording turned on. But so the major things that are going on right now, if I can get this section arted out, and then I can get uh, well, I guess the most complicated stuff is all on this side because the level geometry ends up getting a bit more complex over here. Except for this area, this one's gonna be easy. I could probably bang that out pretty quick. But this area here is like 2 floors, and then this area here, there's like lots of different angled stuff going on. I get all this in place, and yeah, and then I just make it so that the enemies actually die. Like I do this, and the whole game will like there won't be any placeholder like any real big gray box placeholder art. And then I make it so that the enemies die. That'll be like the biggest 2 changes to the game in a while, or like so far actually probably. I need a little bit more variation on stuff though. But all right. I think that's pretty much the most of it. Hmm. Now this out here looks weird again because I have to make sure you see these blue walls don't block lighting. So there's like weird shadows being cast all over the place, and it's not really going to be clear exactly. Yeah, where the lighting is coming from and stuff. All right. That's not what I wanted to do. Actually. Kind of start blocking in like all these walls I'm just using the simplest stuff right now. And then I'll figure out what new assets I need to create. I think there's a few things that I want to make that are just like real basic things, like this hallway down here. I want this to have, I want to maintain this, so I might actually make like a ceiling trim or some sort, or some kind of like thing that I want to have. I don't know why I'm yawning, but then I want to have like a couple more floor variations. Although I'll probably stick to this floor here. It's not so bad. But then I got all pretty much, this section is all in now. It's lit. It's ready to kill the player. There's probably going to be some dead players from that area. What I like about this is that it's the first time you enter the dark base, which is the first real significant structure that you enter. Other than, I'm stuck yawning. Other than the hub area. So your first experience while entering is going to be a warm welcome. Let's see. Even with that, a level made out of flesh would be so sick. Like half metal, half organic flesh. It would be awesome. I'm actually like, if I'll be doing like a hell set, and yeah, you'll have like fleshy areas and stuff like that, and it'll be kind of funny with voxels to have like flesh. So the first goal with this area is to fill out as much as I can, and then figure out what I want to fill in with. See if I can fill in with different details and stuff like that. Not sure what I want to do here. You think about this spot. I must be tired. Well, I guess I was up until like 7 in the morning last night working on this, but I could worry about this later. This is actually a whole gameplay area up here. This is past the new Game Plus thing. There's supposed to be a lift right here that takes you up, and you get into the lift, and there's like an ambush. But this ambush is a little bit different because you actually see all the enemies spawn on the far end, and there's like lots of objects here on the roof and stuff like that, and you you see them all coming towards you. So like you pull out your sniper rifle and pick off a few of them before they even get to you and stuff. I won't get that into place right away. Yeah, this is a little strange. At the moment, though, I just need to block this out because this top area is not an area that I'm going to technically be working on yet. Once I get this section in place, I will... A bit like Scorn. This game is absolutely disgusting looking. I have to look at Scorn. Where are my jam? Wait, what's your jam? It was easier to talk when you were on Discord. Oh yeah. It's a commercial. Alright.
Disguise all the worthless lies. I was wrong and now I know. Don't think that I won't try. This is not goodbye.
I need a refreshment of my coffee. I'll be right back. Let's see. Yeah, it's mostly just this this one wall texture. There has to be some kind of variation though, but I'll figure that out in a second. Once I get the base stuff in place, it'll be easier to kind of come up with how I want to flesh things out further. Huh, I didn't realize this went all the way up like that. That's funny. Is your music playlist Monster Cat by Chits? I like Monster Cat. It's really, I don't know, it's just good. Puts me in a better mood. Hi CD. Oh yeah, Castle does CD. I'm a compact disc. Monster Cat Synthwave, Lordy, a shit ton of Rammstein. I like Rammstein a lot. Folk metal. There's no folk metal on, folk metal is pretty badass. But there's none on Monster Cat. I could probably try some, like, different stuff, but one thing I like about Monster Cat is that, I know, like, I'm not gonna, like, get in, like, super trouble if I run it in the background. Like, I don't know. I would probably be using, like, Communion After Dark and a lot of, like, goth industrial type stuff. But I'm not really sure if that's cool with the people who do Communion After Dark. Also, too, eventually I might want to start, like, monetizing my videos or something. When I move back to the States, I might have to try and, like, figure out, playlists that I can actually do that aren't gonna get me, like, sued into the ground. Diabolical did another Twitch stream. I'll have to check it out after this. I like Diabolical. Well, I hope I like Diabolical. It looks really cool to me, actually. Huh. You have to have a license with Monster Cat? I might have a license lying around. Well, I just say CD because I don't know your real name. Oh, I'm Russell. That's my name. Don't worry, I'm not doxing myself. It's like impossible for me to hide my identity at all. Otherwise, I probably would have. But like, one of the main things that I do is I say, "Oh, I worked on this game." So, "Oh yeah, what's your name?" And then there it is on the fucking end credits or something. It was like I was doxed day one. I was insta-doxed. There was nothing I could do. Russell Crowe. You put Rusley, which I think sounds way fucking cooler. Rusley. There's something about when coffee just kind of like... Alright. Rusley. One thing I do like about what I'm doing right now is that this kind of work complements streaming fairly well because I'm constantly just doing stuff. I'm not like looking at a menu, I'm not moving around blueprints. You actually see the level getting built. Like if you take this stream and you just time lapse it, you'll actually see me just build this whole place out. Check Discord. Okay. I could check that out. Although I don't know, I mean, what I might have to do is just figure something out that's a little bit more ironclad because YouTube copyright strikes are nasty. And they really fucked my channel. Like, I can't afford to get even one. Or I won't be able to, like, put up, like, videos that are more than a gigabyte in size and stuff. I won't be able to stream. Like, that would really fuck me right now. In a bad way. I don't know why I needed to specify that. But yeah, like... so many times I've seen people get hit with like horror stories where it's just like, yeah, I thought I had it all sorted out, and then pow, I got hit by a copyright strike anyway. Of course, my videos barely make any more than my what's going on in Discord here? Discord's going crazy. Oh, I see. Yeah. Wow. It's a 1-year license. That might actually really come in handy. That actually could be really nice. Now, you see, I don't think that this up here should be the standard, like, this material. I think maybe these should actually be some kind of like a ceiling or a roof piece of some sort. Also, too, there needs to be an ambient sounds. I want to have another like ambient track going on here when you enter from this direction. It's kind of weird looking. It does have a Doom 2016 look to it. You can see it. 1 second, chat. I will check. The key might not be expired. I got it on Humble Bundle. How much does the key cost? Like if I just wanted to buy one. I'll have to look that up. Pretty sure because the game, which is basically the big boss here when it comes to streaming music. Gemma. Oh. Oh, that's not good. I'll have to figure out. Oh, I'll just put another detail there, and you can put a crate. If there's a hole in the world, put a pipe or a crate or something. That's game design. How to solve problems. Can't figure out how to solve that problem? Put a crate there. It'll be easier. $5 a month. Oh, $5. Oh, that's like. The stream has been broken here, spinning circles. I'm spinning circles? Wait, so the stream is like freaking out? Seems to be coming through pretty good. Huh. Hey, Zeronix. I tried your idea, Zeronix, and I found that it's better overall to just kind of do something like this, where it's like a, you know, you just sort of reduce the number of, I don't know, I'm trying to do the, like, curve thingy, just, I don't know, it didn't look very great. I don't know, but it, I don't know, maybe I'll try and figure out, like, different combination or something like that, but I still have your notes on that. If I'm making any sense, Zeronix suggested yesterday a way to do like the curved walls by making lots of 13 wide. It was 6 sections of 13 wide voxel slices and have that be the curve. It ended up kind of not really looking all that great, but it's a really good idea. I think it's probably just like, I don't know, maybe if I think about it a little bit differently, like if I constructed things a little bit differently. Yeah, for this I'm gonna actually do the stairs, not the stairs, the ramps. These are pretty steep ramps. You can even add Monstercat Bot and Twitch that streams music from the stream to your stream. That is pretty cool. Alright, I'm gonna leave this one blank because I have an idea. For the top of this door, I can actually get this trim to kind of work. I can do... Oh yeah, I can even do it on the sides. Oh yeah, and I think I know exactly what I want to do with this side piece here is either this one. That side, it's the at the angle it, but wait, hold on a second. That's kind of funny looking. Is it possible that I do? You look at that with light, without lighting, maybe. Interesting. Not an intended use of that mesh. Supposed to be this way, and you're going to be 0.2 and you're going to be 1. I guess you're going to be 0.4. So it's either that, which is okay, but I'm thinking actually it's probably just going to result, yeah, that'll be the trim for this. Just pretty easy to propagate in. I like that I can just, working with local space, I can keep things pretty uniform and not have to really necessarily keep everything on the world grid. Pretty convenient, honestly. Alright, for this one I'm gonna have to, this one will have to be a 2, I think. Oh, no, I'm sorry, wrong. Green? Give me 0.5. Nope. It will be a 0.4. Hey, how's it going, Alley Cat? Coffee buzz. Yeah, for this, I might have to actually do like a trim version of this. Alright, so I have a pretty good idea on that. Like, man, I am really using this trim piece a lot. 0.8. Yeah. Man, it would be really cool. I guess there's some stuff where it would just make a lot more sense, even though I'm working primarily with voxels. If I was to just take this and do a bend modifier on it and have it actually like go all the way across perfectly. I don't know, actually it would make the rivets look kind of stretched. I'm doing good. A little bit tired. I was up pretty late working on this. But I'm at the halfway mark. So I finished the center area, and then it'll just be a matter of getting these areas here to look good. And then that'll mean all of the currently playable level stuff that I have in the game is not block mesh, which I think is a really good thing. And then I'm gonna focus on making so that the enemies react when you shoot them better and actually like die and stuff. And I'm probably not going to worry too much about Steam and stuff like that until I move back to New York, because I don't want to have to worry about taxes when I'm still in Canada. Like, technically my work visa like ends next month. I don't want to deal with the bureaucracy of that. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a total mess. So I'm not, outside of my Steam account, I haven't really been making any money while I'm here. So Alleycat, did you have any new revelations with the project? I need to do a mini build. I can upload what I've got after the stream. I can just make a build and just upload that. It won't be like an official build, and I won't like talk about it, but it's the same download link, and it'll just be the new version. That way you'll be able to actually see the changes that are in place, that are going on. I feel as though I'm kind of neglecting a lot of the stuff that's up on the Trello, because it just takes a long time to get to art a level out. It takes a lot of focus. I'm gonna make a trim version of this. It kind of pulls from that. That could actually be kind of interesting. Maybe it'll be like straightforward at first, and then it'll do the metal like rivets coming out in a side angle. Well, it built really quickly for lighting and general performance. Was able to squeeze a lot out of it. Yeah, I want to have like a this style material type thing for the tops of these areas, because I want these to convey like these are not places you're really meant to walk, because you know you have a familiar floor texture and then you just slap it on the ground in a weird spot. It'll convey to the player usually that, oh hey, you can jump down to this. Now let me go ahead and get these crates out of the way. The decision-making process is not complex when it comes to crates. One thing that's kind of neat about this object is that it's actually built a full object, the interior and the exterior all in one part. I'm actually thinking that if I keep getting better with the voxels, like I can actually just start building chunks of the level with voxels. Like just make a single piece that's just like a big chunk of map. Like not even have to like fuck around. I was thinking you could use decals and make the surfaces simpler on some meshes for color and let the decal create the color. With the material instancing, you could blueprint this process. Yeah, decals, not only decals, but just the materials themselves. Like Unreal just has such an amazing material system that like I could be leveraging that to like when you come up, you know, put your face up to this, like when you look this closely to this metal door, like you should actually see like an actual like normal map fucking like a high res like metal material with like shininess and stuff. Like there's actually kind of a way to do it where it doesn't ruin the voxel feel, but like you actually put your face up to these surfaces and you'll actually see like detail layer pass and stuff with like shiny and dense and all that kind of stuff going on. It's not that hard to do. But there's also a lot to be said for just having the decals as well, like kind of like decaling around. Reminds me a little bit of the id Tech 4 or id Tech 5. A lot of their texturing was done with decals. Decals. Like in Deus Ex 1, yeah. If you got close to a wall, it would get pretty detailed. Yeah, the original Unreal Engine was really good about that. It had like a detail layer pass, and like you would see like a much higher res, higher repeating, you know, very high density material where you can like see like bumps and rivets. I do something exactly like that. Yeah. Normal map into roughness and blend it. I might have to get advice when I'm starting up on that part of the process, because basically right now my goal is once I'm done arting this out, I'm gonna focus on like, you know, making sure that the enemies are animated, making sure that there's a little bit more more going on with the materials to make things a little bit prettier, and they'll just kind of like be a process where I'm kind of just polishing things, even though the level isn't done yet. Like supposed to be more going on, but I'm going to use that as a chance to kind of just really like dive into making sure that there's more details and and that the game looks as good as possible. Like, one of the things I really like about a detail layer pass is that you can turn it off in options menu. I'm also kind of thinking that the dead bodies, the ragdoll-y, the dead bodies at first are just going to be like, they're just going to look like chess pieces falling over basically, or getting pushed back. But when they turn into ragdolls, I wonder how much of a performance hit that's going to be. Ceiling. Oh, did I rescale? Interesting. 1.2, huh? So green's gonna be 1.2. Interesting. Yeah, I guess there'll have to be another one of these lights out here. Actually, I was kind of thinking of just having like a spotlight sort of like fixed right here and just kind of looking straight back this way, sort of to light this area up. I might actually just do that. There's spotlights everywhere right now. Although the light complexity is not really that bad at the moment. This room gets a little bit intense, but I kind of want to actually start having like excuses to do like performance assessment to see if people start to complain about the game running laggy and stuff like that. And by that I mean lots of enemies in some spots. Get an idea of like what I'm dealing with as far as like what the performance is actually going to be like. Oh, there it is. Why didn't it turn on? It didn't even turn on right away. The LOD morphing function is pretty special. Epic did a lot of work with that, so pop-up is pretty much eliminated. Never lost a single frame. Really? And you played on New Game Plus when there was like, I don't know. Let's see if I can have this, maybe. Yeah, I'm thinking that once the art process is done here, then I'm gonna I think that like a solid moment of just like polish, as much polish as possible, would be really beneficial. Where I'm like totally focused on just making sure that like, you know, you have a proper like health indicator, like when you take damage you can actually see the direction. I think I'm going to copy Destiny. They actually show arrows, so there's literally like a sphere around the player's crosshair, and when you take damage from the front, you'll see the arrow pointing that way. You see like arrows pointing in the direction around the sphere, and it's like a 3D thing. So like if it's pointing directly at you, that means the enemy's right behind you. And Destiny has this like really cool thing. I might actually do that, and it's not really that hard to do. What's going on, chat? I ran it through what I would consider to be a movie quality lighting pass with 100 bounces of and added AO, and it ran very cleanly. Wait, you did a lighting compile? Wait, hold on a second. I thought you were talking about something else. Man, that robot looked good. It was accurate too. I actually liked that robot a lot. Too bad he died. Oh wait, spoilers. Shit. I guess everybody can just know. Basically, Rogue One was a really happy movie where everybody survived to the very end. Actually, if there's one Star Wars movie I suggest you see, it's Rogue One, and mainly because of how they went in like a completely different direction. Like, there is something really special about how Rogue One takes place. Like, maybe the story isn't completely perfect, but like, there's no, you kind of learn the value of having like a Luke Skywalker in your storyline. Like, yeah, these guys, these characters were not as well equipped. Let's just say they had a lot of really badass stuff, but they were just, yeah. Alright. Actually, come to think of it, the robot in Rogue One, I was about to talk about that. One of the things I really liked is that a lot of the robots in Star Wars tend to be a little bit better because they just anthropomorphize the characters enough where they're not really paying attention to the fact that they're actually robots. And I think that's actually more realistic because a lot of the time you'll see like, I'm a robot, what are feelings? You know, it's like, oh, that doesn't even make any sense. You have a fucking bipedal machine run off a neural net. That thing's not gonna be like, what are feelings? It's not gonna be like that. I guess Aliens kind of gets it pretty good, pretty close as well, but like, Star Trek doesn't get it very well, unfortunately, in my opinion. That's mostly just because Data doesn't make any sense. It was a film that never needed to be made. The big secret the father wanted to secretly record and show his daughter was so dumb. He could have drawn it on a napkin with a circle and an arrow. I think Family Guy spoofs of it pretty much nail how realistic it would be to have like a Death Star have like a weak point like that. It's an exhaust tube, and they know that they have torpedoes that know how to navigate exhaust tubes. Put a screen door on it. I don't know, man. A wooden plank would have like ruined the plot of Star Wars. Wow. So wait, Alleycat, are you saying that you compiled the level with the lighting on? How did you do that? Or am I completely misunderstanding? The line is they don't think a small one-man fighter is a threat. World War II? Hello, the Japanese? I don't know. You know what? It happened a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So there you go. They didn't have anything to to learn from us. I mean, they thought it was enough of a threat where they ended up dispatching a bunch of TIE fighters, and at one point even Darth Vader himself. That probably should have raised some red flags that maybe they should have closed the exhaust port, maybe. Don't talk about my allies like that. I built one of the levels and ran it in the editor. Huh. And it had the lighting turned, the light maps and everything? And it had the textures, like everything? How did you do that? The Japanese never did something wrong and were wonderful and friendly people. I don't know. I mean, there's a certain point where it's like, hey, there's a ball bearing factory over here. Let's just bomb the whole fucking city. Yeah, not cool. I mean, that's one of those things where even while we're doing it, it's like, okay, yeah, I realize that we have to do this, but damn. Let's see. You thinking that I uploaded the wrong way? I uploaded the game the wrong way? Oh, that's possible. Yeah, I probably did. Oh. Yeah, that's not a good thing. Oh well. I'll have to make sure I correct that. I'm not super worried about it though. I'll have to take a look at that because the Google Drive thing probably got things backwards. Huh. No, wait. No, I uploaded the correct thing. I thought maybe I had uploaded, but the last time I uploaded to the play folder is the, I didn't upload the dev version or anything. Oh, maybe I fucked something up like in a previous build or something. Let me manage. It's like a 3 gig file, fucking hell. Let me take a look. Huh. It's weird that it doesn't tell me anything about the file in the folder thingy. Oh yeah, you actually have the full thing. I wonder how that happened. And that was the... When did you download that? Did you download that, like, yesterday or something? I wonder how I did that. Well, I'll shut off the download for now. It's not like it's not out there already. It's just... weird that it happened that way. How? What did I do? Huh. That's weird. Because the dev version isn't even downloadable. I don't know. Well, I disabled it now, but that's kind of funny. There's a few people that I've been meaning to give the dev version anyway, just to make sure that I'm not like breaking things. One of the things about the engine, one of the main killers about the project is that eventually I might hit a wall with the engine, and that would be a showstopper for me. If at some point the engine decides to just cough up a hairball, that'll fuck me over. Like I'm investing quite a bit into this right now, and I'm taking it very seriously, and that would, like, something like that would just be like death. It would kill my entire plan. So I do have to, like, make sure that there are people who can at least, you know, kind of poke around and make sure I'm not fucking things up somehow. Oh, I make backups every night. There's always backups. Every day I work on it, I upload the whole thing. It's interesting that the play version was somehow mixed with the dev version, I guess. But that doesn't seem to be the case. I don't know what happened. I wonder if it's even the latest version. Oh well. Now, I'm not sure what I want to do with this. Kind of have an idea on it, but like, I was thinking maybe having beams just going across and maybe one of the beams is like down or something. Not really sure. Oh, it's cutting off? I wonder why. On my end, it seems to be coming in pretty well. So, Alleycat, do you make any other observations? Like, what do you think of the... Did you, like, look through the blueprints and stuff like that? Did you see anything like am I doing anything that might totally break the game, the engine? I guess it would be kind of difficult. There's a lot of fucking folders. There's a lot of folders in this. This project is like huge now. You know, the one thing that does suck about accidentally leaking the project is that, oh, I didn't even think about that. It's not just my stuff that's in this project. There's other things too that's up on the marketplace. I gotta make sure I don't fucking accidentally leak things. It probably is. It's probably from last night. I probably uploaded something. I probably just, when I uploaded it, I copied it to the wrong folder or something like that. It's a simple thing. I gotta be careful about that though, because quality menu, you have to pay money for that, and you have to also pay money for the oh yeah, like some of the sound effects and the particle effects and stuff that I actually bought off the marketplace. Ouch, that sucks. I should be more careful. I don't mind too much with the game itself, because in the end I kind of want to have modding support, so everyone's gonna get the blueprints eventually anyway. Like, one way or another, I'll have to rip out the stuff that's not mine, but like, everyone's gonna get my blueprints. Like, this, you're gonna buy the game, you're gonna get the blueprints. It's probably not gonna happen right away. Maybe it'll take a while before I figure it out, or before I get things, you know, far enough along, but like, it's not something that I'm not planning on doing eventually. Just that there's no commenting on the, you know, like how everything works and stuff. It's a little messy, probably a lot messy. Yeah, I'll have to do something a little bit different for that. Just get these floor pieces in place. Also, Google Drive doesn't exactly give me any information on like the file once it's uploaded. Weird. trying to think of what to do next. A lot of that. Alright, I'll try this one here. Yeah. Are you gonna cut in? Nope. Let's see. It's weird that that would happen. I wonder. I think that when sorry, I'm still thinking about the Google Drive thing, because that could become a real serious issue down the road. But like maybe when I drag the file over into the Google Drive, I like dragged it over the Play folder. I don't know. It's really bizarre, man. Whoops. More railings into place. More crates, you know, crates. They're used to store things. I wonder what's in some of these crates. This needs to have like a more interesting facade. It's not so bad though. Mostly just tweaking on certain things right now that are just little details and figuring out like how many new assets I want to make. But I know I'm gonna have to probably just sit down for like a couple hours just making new assets. Like I want to have something that's kind of like this, but a trim version of this. That's just like corner piece. That'll be kind of interesting. I think I could do this pillar. I already have a couple of brown pillars. Yeah. Those kind of take up this space here. One thing, Alley Cat, you were able to compile the level with lighting and it worked? It wasn't all black? That's weird. Good night, Alley Cat. Thanks. Yeah, I'll be in pretty good shape if I can get this area built out. That's the halfway mark. That's the hump day of the project. Let me get this in place. This outside area is going to look pretty crazy. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. I'm thinking actually I might try doing one of those cement blocks just to see what it's like. Yeah, a little more interesting for the gameplay aspect, because now there's stuff to like, enemies kind of coming in, they're gonna be poking out from either side. Might do that again over here as well. Oh yeah, I guess that was one thing last, like, if one of you guys did manage to actually get the full build, if you could take a look at it to make sure that I'm not gonna be like running into some like limitation, let me know, because that is a showstopper. More important than anything. I mean, I could build the coolest shit and get like a billion new guns and new levels and boss fights and everything in place, but like if the engine decides that, you know, and just if the engine's just like nope, and then I'm fucked. I'm so fucked. I think the engine's actually been really good though. So far this has just been like I'm breaking the laws of physics. Seriously. Anyway. Oh, you know, come to think of it, I could just use... Yeah, I could just use this, like... Yeah, look at that. Let's rotate it so the dark side's on the inner corner. Clashes a little bit though. Oh, well, I mean, it's only clashing because they're upside down for some reason. Yeah, look at that. Shading. I'll probably still want to have some extra like detail. Wow. It's interesting to actually see this place getting art. I remember when this level was a baby. Man. Oh, I might actually just put a sort of piece like this. One of these guys, this one here, and have that kind of just like hanging out on the front, sort of layered on in a non-Z fighty kind of way.
Miles of fire.
Man,
I'm losing ground. And in the flashing, my world comes crashing down. I'm left in nowhere. No place to hide.
gonna have to put a big roof over the top of the interior space here, and that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna have to go all the way like this. It's gonna have to be like a lot of roof going on, and then it's gonna have to line up correctly with this. And then it's gonna have to line up. I might have to actually make it lower. Oh well. If I don't put a roof over the tops of this, the light leaking like this happens too often. I remember then I failed this level so many times. One thing that's kind of funny about this is that the Dark Souls death mechanic kind of gives me a lot of leeway to make things a lot harder than you would normally see in Doom and Quake. I kind of wish that Doom 2016 was a Souls-like, just to see what it would have been like, because it changes how everything flows in a really interesting way. You have the ability to kill the player as part of the game's core mechanics, and survival is really dependent on your decision making and like how you handle things. I mean, that sounds silly because it's not. It's pretty much like that anyway, right? No matter how you slice it. Back in my days, this was all Blockfest. All the crates were boxes. That's a little weird. You break the bridges to build the city is interesting. Breaking the bridges to build the city is an interesting prospect from an ideological standpoint, I'd say. Could very well be potentially talking about revolution. Although a lot of songs will just talk about that stuff as though it's not really, we just need a musical revolution. We don't need civil war or anything. That works for me. Whoa. Not sure what I'm gonna do about that Z fighting up there. You're the only guy who analyzes electronic songs. Monster Cat has a story behind it. I mean, what I'm saying, it makes sense, right? Like, if you look at the album covers, you see this story. I wouldn't mind if this area actually had its own, like maybe I could have sort of a slightly different theme that I can sort of put for this building. Whereas the interior and the exterior, I should probably just keep it consistent. There's some first-person shooters that shit stays really consistent. I'm not really sure, like... Actually, it'd probably be just fine if I put the square... Yeah. Well, let's see what happens. Ah, shit pokes through. Although I could just reduce the size of it. Oh wait, what? Oh, it's even. Yeah, it's 0.8 by 0.6. No, 0.8. And then green would be 0.8. Ah, alright. We can do 0.7. See what happens. Of course, that's off the grid. I'm gonna have to go into 10 in order to properly place this object. Which is neat because I was already in 10. Oh, maybe I need to be in 5. Nah, that's right, because the origin is centered on 10. There we go. Nope. This isn't gonna work either. Interesting. I guess it would be 7.5. Now this is getting a little weird, but not the worst example of this I've ever seen. My favorite is when you have art assets where the artist is like, everything just like snaps together basically. And there's no like need to do this kind of weird one grid, make everything kind of fit together shit, where it's like, yeah, see, this is like one unit. You make things like really, really, really nice and clean for the artist to be able to just sort of piece all the assets together. Oh man, yeah, that's a mess. I can't do 0.75. So 0.8 is not sufficient. What the hell? I'm dragging down. I might just have to actually make a piece that fits with this. Just have it have it be a thing. I might already actually have a piece that fits with it. Whoa. Yeah, most of this is just tweaking stuff up, making sure that that I get rid of all the blue, and then I figure out how to fill in the rest. I'm not really sure what I want to do for this angle right here. Like, I guess I could probably just do this. Yeah. Alright. That's what I'll do, actually. Grab this. It has the correct rotation. For local rotation. $45, $50. Some of these are upside down and I don't even notice it. Alright. Yeah, I'll put like a trim piece here. I mean, obviously there's gonna have to be some kind of a trim there anyway, right? Like, there's no way around that. Yeah, in Doom it's just like, just a line. You just see like a click of a key. Unless you're talking about Doom 2016. Texture alignment in that is probably actually really rough. Because I don't know how much of their mega textures got played into that. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, even though I was able to like make a snap map in Doom 2016, I would have preferred to have a little bit more control. Honestly, the snap map thing, like, if they want to do something like that, they need to think about it a little bit differently, because the snap map idea itself isn't really all that wrong. It's just they need a new solution, something that hasn't been done yet. I'm thinking that you would actually carve the level out like Minecraft blocks, and then have like an AI choose like different assets to sort of stitch together, or something like that, like where it automatically does it and just knows like what's the best pieces to use in that uniform scale. And that would probably have like a lot of visual like intricacies that it wouldn't really it wouldn't look quite as good as a single player, but like it would be better for gameplay. I don't know. Of course, AI, true like artificial intelligence, neural nets and stuff like that, deep learning neural nets, haven't really showed their ugly heads in gaming yet. If people want to put, 10,000 enemies on screen at once, even though their PC might catch on fire, let them. Well, they need to make sure that those snap maps are console compatible. That's why. That's why it ran into that. It's the same thing with like Skyrim's mods and stuff like that. They want to make sure that that stuff can run on the console. There's a lot of incentive there for them to have that happen. So they're gonna restrict you pretty hardcore. I think actually I'll move this 10 forward. Maybe that was a little too far. Why is this sea fighting? Oh yeah, that makes sense. All of a sudden, I'm getting a lot of Twitter retweets. Retweets. It's kind of strange. Now for these corners, I can just get away with using the regular wall pieces. I don't have to come up with anything new. Oh yeah. This up here needs to be ceiling. I guess for now, I'll do the same floor as the floor. If I can get this blocked out enough where it's not casting a weird hole in the world or something. come to think of it, it's just a side note. If I want to do mod support where I just release the blueprints, maybe I could work out some kind of deal with like the creator of quality menu and stuff, and like if I worked out some kind of a deal where like he got like some of the profits of the game or something like that, I would be able to like have mod support. Where I wouldn't have to like get rid of the options menu. Yes, the modding in Doom 4 is bad, but I hate the argument that the old game could handle 100,000 revenants. The AI in the game was shit, and Doom 4 is pretty complex what the demon can do. It's not a matter of intelligent AI in Classic Doom. It's balanced and does its job. That's not the point. The point is that the new engine can't handle 10,000 enemies, since the AI is much more complex. I mean, is the AI in Doom 2016 really that much more complex? It's the graphics rendering and stuff like that that's more complex. It's the fact that they're using the nav mesh that's more complex. It's the fact that it's also not just complexity, but also too it needs to run on a console. If Doom 2016 was purely a PC title, we would probably see more enemies, and they wouldn't have to worry as much. I mean, yeah. On that note, the AI is definitely more complex than Doom 2, on a number of ways, but ultimately, it's not like they were like following schedules and like AI from like Skyrim or something, where they have like places that they need to go and to work in the morning, or you know what I mean. It wasn't. In the old game, it's literally we see the player, we look at him and fire. The new Revenant can fly, push laser demons, and acts way more convincing. Yeah. But even still, though, if it wasn't a console game, we'd be able to have more enemies. Like, I think that the reason why they were so careful to limit the number of enemies was because they needed to make sure that it runs on consoles. I could be wrong. Even in spite of that complexity, I imagine that the console was the bottleneck. Well, that, and also there's another thing too. The whole argument of having like 100,000 revenants. Most people don't want to fight 100,000 revenants, even with a BFG. Like, just I don't know. I just don't. I don't see people like, yeah, man. So it's also kind of a side of the argument as well. Let's see what Red says. Let's look at mods that enhance the AI in Doom, like Brutal Doom. Purely making the logic more complex doesn't hinder the FPS much. Brutal Doom's AI isn't that much more complex. Well, the first major difference in complexity is whether or not they use a nav mesh. From there, the enemies are way more apt at being able to actually navigate the world. Doom for Doom has flying revenants as well, by the way. Oh. God damn. Flying Revenant. I'm gonna be killing people in this game. I can't imagine what Doom 4 Doom is gonna do. It might as well just be a Dark Souls fucking you died screen. It might as well just be one of those. Because I'm just imagining normal people trying to play Flying Revenant. Rip normal players. I'm sorry, it's just... It's so brutal. Oh man. I don't even know. Doom 4 Doom's Revenant does less damage per missile as far as I know. Even still, man. You got these things that are flying around, dodging your attacks. If they're anything like the Brutal Doom and Keiko Demons, probably fucking side swipe. You know, you can't even hit them with rockets. God, man. Check chat in a second, so make sure that this is all lined out. There's a lot of good Doom players, more than you'd think. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, shit, the game's been out for so long. Like, there's people who probably memorized the position of every enemy in every single IWAD, every single major IWAD. Like, I guarantee it. I bet you my example's not even that good. That was probably true like 15 years ago. I will say though that one of the main reasons why, like, let's just say you have infinite computing processing power. One of the main reasons why you can't have a large number of Doom 2016 enemies versus the Doom 2 enemies is because their behaviors make them much harder to fight, and also they're not designed in such a way where you can have a room filled with them anyway. Like, even if you were able to, you know, put 100 of them in, like, some of the enemies are chip damaging you just like out of nothing. Like, would you even want to do like glory kills on 100,000 enemies? Like, let's say 100 enemies at once for a single encounter. Like, the game just isn't designed. But the enemies would slaughter you. You wouldn't even you wouldn't have a chance to survive. Like a comparison, Easy Plasma is above average player, just slightly. I've actually landed myself in the same tier over playing some hard maps for a day or two, but it should not be up to the level designer to decide how to make their levels. Wait, oh no, I'm not saying that it would be better if SnapMap couldn't. I'm saying I prefer, like, if SnapMap had more functionality and you were able to do whatever the fuck you wanted. Personally, like, whatever, you should be able to make your own fucking game in SnapMap. But I'm just saying that the way the enemies and the way Doom 2016 is designed, it would be really weird to fight 100 enemies at the same time. I don't think it would work the way you think it would. I think it would actually, I think it would flow in such a way where it's like you just wouldn't have a chance to survive. Let's see, let me make sure that I'm going through chat. But it should not be up to the level I was saying. People just use this argument to fuel their hatred for the new Doom because of that new genres of level types have been created with classic Doom. Since there are actual people who didn't like the new Doom, I like the new Doom a lot. I don't think the new Doom is a bad game by any means. See, I'm kind of reading back and forth here in chat. Not saying you hate it, well, yeah, just throwing that out there as a basis for my arguments being constructive and such. It makes sense. I do know that with Project Stray, I'm going to veer much more towards hordes of enemies than I will be towards smarter enemies. But one thing that would actually be kind of cool is to have some enemies that are smart and most enemies, you know, like have enemies actually different intelligence levels and they behave differently. So like 1 second you're fighting like, you know, a lower number of like smarter enemies. And then another second, you're just like in an area where there's just shit everywhere. Like fucking enemies like stacked up on top of each other practically. But I guess even in my respect, like, you only have so much ammo and I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see. Like for this sequence, when I get to designing this section, like, I want to have like a fairly large number of enemies just like coming through and you see them, you know. Most of the problems that I've noticed so far with performance when it comes to lots of enemies is the sound channels are just getting fucky. Alright, what are you saying? Talk about, that wasn't what I tried to say, just don't make them as dumb as Strafe's. That's not even Strafe's biggest problem. Strafe's problem looked like it was, I don't know, there was just like a lot of like small problems that kind of added up. That's what it looked like to me. I haven't played Strafe, but to me it just kind of looked, they used the random gen of the world, but they didn't do a particularly good job at that. I don't know why they decided to make the gun take up like the whole screen. To me, that right there like immediately disqualified the game for me. I couldn't play it because it would just make me mad that I have to look at this face gun. But and it has like a mini map, which is awesome. But you can't look at it. Isn't useful. So there's that. And then there's these enemies that bleed this like toxic blood. It's not fun. Having enemies literally make the entire level like toxic. Why? And also too, Strafe suffers from like you think that Strafe's enemies are dumb? No, they're using some kind of nav mesh or something like that because they're all running at you in a straight line. One of the good things about Doom's AI when it came to like hordes of enemies is that they're all over the place. Like there's one dude kind of like walking over here into the corner and there's another. When you have NavMesh AI, it's a straight line of enemies and they just like keep coming at you because they know exactly how to reach you. But the Doom enemies are like blah blah blah, you know, I'm an imp over here, I'm walking around back and forth, throw a fireball, walking around back and forth, you know. But like modern games don't have that. Modern games are like, they know how to reach you. They don't have that problem. Yeah. Also, reloading in a game that claims to be a classical mechanics. I mean, I have reloading. In UE4, you can turn on RDO avoidance. What's that? Yeah, these vent things. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Wait, how do you do RDO avoidance? What is that? It's frustrating having a roguelike FPS fail as bad as Strafe makes consumers think all roguelike FPSs are going to be bad. It was more of a roguelike than it was Doom or Quake, I guess. Weird. I don't know. Go to the character movement and search for avoidance. I'm assuming it's in the player controller or the character controller. Wait, go into the character movement. No, it's not in the character. It's in the NPC. If set, component will use RVO avoidance. This only runs on the server. What is that? What does that do? RVO. Use RVO and avoidance, but turn it on and spawn a horde of enemies. Oh? Well, it's now officially on with all of the enemies. Will this make them smarter or something? Hold on a second. I want to know what RVO avoidance means. Thank you. There are two separate ways to support AI avoidance, and both are easy to implement. A simple RVO algorithm. Reciprocal velocity obstacle. So it's reciprocal oh! Yeah. Damn! That's actually one of the biggest problems I've had. Spawn a horde of enemies and they all kind of just like... Hold on a minute. He just got stun locked. Hey. Alright. Let's see how this ambush plays out. Huh, they're not all like bunching up. Yeah, they're like I can't tell if I'm. Oh. They're still doing weird shit, but that's a lot of enemies. Piss them all off. Have them all chase me. Whoa, I one-shot that dude. Oh, I nearly died. They do seem to be behaving a lot better. They're not like, well, these guys are kind of still, yeah, but they're like spreading out. You can tweak the distance and even give them unique groups, so Group A ignores Group B. Ow, ow. See, this is the thing that I don't like, though. Every once in a while, I'll see something like this. I think maybe because maybe the is that a nav mesh issue? Oh yeah, it is. Let me rebuild. I had to rebuild that with the nav mesh turn changed. That was just a nav mesh issue. There we go. It's building lighting. Let me take a closer look at the RVO stuff, though. Why am I just learning about this now? Damn it. Even still, though, they still have that, like, rushing towards me kind of thing. I mean, some enemies in Doom did that, but there was always this sort of, like, that weird behavior that the enemies have in Doom, where it even makes them a little harder to shoot because you don't know where they're going. They're just monster. So they just sort of like spin themselves around and stuff. Okay, where's this RVO? So character movement avoidance. Huh. So I could set different groups, huh? Groups to avoid. Like they're all just avoiding each other. Groups to ignore. You have up to 30 of these fucking things? I can have it so like all the enemies group up differently. They all avoid each other. They're all in group 0. Because you weren't here before. Also, try the weight. I'm trying to think, like, what should I, a de facto default value 0.5, due to that being the default in the avoidance registration function, indicates RVO behavior. It didn't really tell me what it does. How much it's impacting the pathfinding. Oh, so like, Let's just for the fuck of it do 1.0. It's gonna be a little strange, but one of the things I hate seeing is the enemies kind of bunch up on each other. Like, I'll see like a Hell Beast or something like that, and he'll have like a couple of enemies, smaller enemies, that think that they can go through him. They can't. I see it happen a lot, actually. So if I go... Soldiers Overlook, travel. Alright. Alright, let's see how these guys... These guys don't seem to be acting a whole lot different. Oh god. Loot. Of course, I'm thinking of adding a jump attack to this guy or something. My character's pretty geared out, so I wasn't in a whole lot of danger. Jeez. Cause we don't let the bad vibes get in, we don't let them win. Testify to the strength of a true bond, flying high over the edge of a root mob. Stay kill them all with love. See how these guys... they're just traveling in a straight line. See, like, if these were Doom enemies, I would piss that imp off and he would just like walk over here, probably shoot a fireball, and then he would eventually kind of like meander his way over here, maybe. But these guys are just like, line. I don't know, maybe 1.0. I guess there's just really not much you can do about that. Yeah, it doesn't make them clever. Well, I'm not really, I don't want them to be clever. I want them to be dumber. But I guess there's really not much I can do. Yeah. Yeah, I think the clumping up thing is much better. I think I noticed, well, I don't know if it's just SIBO or what, but I'm noticing that they are like spreading out a lot more. Ow. Do I have a regular rocket launcher? I'm not a fan of the auto rocket launcher right now. Oh well. I feel like the auto rocket launcher is underpowered. Yeah. Well, right now what I do is I have the AI sometimes decide to just meander around a little bit, so that they're not always like before I did that. It was just like they would straight line. You'd see like a perfect line of zombies. They would all be like they're getting in line to you know, attack you. But once I started doing the thing where their AI kind of like periodically makes them just like choose a random direction to walk or something, it caused them to spread out a lot more. The thing is, though, in this environment, like in the Doom environment, that's as smart as they can be. In this, like, I'm trying to make them dumber, when in reality I could make these damn enemies like bots, jumping around, grabbing weapons. It wouldn't be even remotely out of the question. You could add hiding spots inside the level, and if the imp gets damaged, he tries to run to the hiding spot, or maybe they try to get high ground or something like that. Yeah. Like the imp would actually try to like go up here. I could have like nodes that are like points of interest for the AI, so that like certain AI will actually like, if it'll check all of the nodes in a certain area. Like this, like if I do a sniper enemy, what I might actually do is give it a special type of sniper AI where it checks in a radius around it for nodes, and then those nodes all do a trace to see if they can see you. And if it finds one that you know, a node that can see the player, then what it'll do is it'll run to that node and then just stand there until it can't see you, and then it'll run to another node so rather than running towards you, its job is to run towards these nodes, and it just checks to see which one can see the player, or which one is the best at that time. So like if I do have the player fighting like intelligent marines and stuff like that, you'll be dealing with stuff like that. But like the zombies and the yeah, I just don't I literally just want them to be like the Doom enemies. But yeah, with all that, I think the avoidance thing is a good thing. I don't know. I mean, it's in there now. It wasn't set before. Could probably turn it up. I'm not even sure what the avoidance weight is changing though, but it didn't seem to cause any problems. Maybe what I'll do is I'll leave it in for now to see if there's anything that occurs as a result of that. Ugh. The AI gets pretty weird sometimes. This is the worst blueprint I have in the entire project, is the AI. There's no other blueprint that's nearly as bad as this one, where it's just like this much stuff going on. Yeah, right now they're all using the same AI. It's easy to set them up so that they all use their own, but they're all just using the same AI right now. I could probably have them like using like a derivative, like well, I have a sniper state for enemies that that are just supposed to just stand there basically and shooting at you. The only thing is that they don't always see you. What is BT? Bullet travel? No. Oh, the behavior tree. I think that I'm gonna have to eventually get things over into the behavior tree, because I do want enemies that behave differently. I like that. I like the idea of having, like, you know, you have these like dumb zombie lumbering enemies. Some of them are like, you know, and they just do different stuff. And if you fight, you know, a group of like human marines, and it's like, or mercenaries or something like that, they're gonna be like trying to take cover, and they're, you know, that's like a completely different game. And it'd be kind of cool to have like a contrast. Of like, here's the fucking Doom enemies where they're like, do 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 do, you know, fireball, do 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 do, fireball, you know. Or you have these guys that are like, you know, taking cover and like throwing, you know, trying to throw grenades and switching weapons. It'd be interesting. And none of it's out of the question. Actually, I was thinking of making the Grenadier have an auto pistol. So like, he fires a grenade and then he's like, da-da, 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 and then he fires a grenade and then he's like, da-da, da-da. You know what I mean? That'd be pretty cool, actually. Where he's like one hand, or maybe he has a grenade launcher and then an auto pistol. So he's like, da-da, 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 doomph. I don't know. They don't have to be exactly like ogres, but I love that they have chainsaws in Quake. I do like, though, that I can run through the entire map and piss off every enemy, and there's not, like, and I'm recording a video, you know, I'm streaming, and, like, I'm in the editor, and, like, there wasn't really any performance issues. Some of the sound channels were getting a little weird, though, but I think that's shit I could fix. I think for now, I'm just gonna... Ah man, the real question though is like, how hard is it going to be to get these guys animated? And how hard is it going to be to get them to take a locational damage? I think that's actually pretty straightforward. Locational damage so that I can do stuff like have their heads explode when you shoot them in the face and stuff. Wow, this is a mess. That looks weird. If they have a skeleton, you can check the bone the projectile hit and rig them. Just rig them already. Or Or I'll have to do that. Damn. It would have to be a paying position. I wouldn't be happy if somebody was working on this and not getting paid. Unfortunately, like, I just don't have a budget. I think rigging these characters should be pretty easy. The biggest problem isn't the rigging, is the fact that I'm gonna have to use Blender to rig them. Ugh. It's like, ugh, it's like, why? Maybe the rigging isn't that bad in Blender. Maybe I can get Zombie Doll to learn how to do it. That way I don't have to do it. If I had, right now, if I had a an animator, or like a character, like one person who can do animation, sound, and effects, and that'd be it. Game's done. Ship it. There would be like nothing to stop the project at that point, outside of like catastrophic engine failure. That would be it. Start to finish. I haven't really been using the hierarchical stuff that Alley Cat showed me. Hasn't really come into play very much. I'm not a professional, but I know how to do it though. Yeah, I mean I understand how to rig, like kind of getting all that stuff in place, like spending time to like get the art pipeline for like, here's the character, export the character, make sure that like all the vertices are like attached to a bone. Like the rigging shouldn't even really be that hard. In all honesty, it should be like, in fact, do I really even technically need to rig the character? Really, all I need is a skeleton, right? And then I just plop the correct mesh on the bone. I just attach meshes to the bone, because I'm not really planning on deforming anything. Nothing's gonna deform. It's all just an object literally being attached to a character. That's pretty much my take on this. Like, I'm not gonna have the arms bending or anything. Like when the character stands like this, it's just gonna be two arms like coming out. I probably don't even need to rig the model, technically. Probably could be pretty interesting. I'm gonna have to focus on the characters and stuff like that. Once I'm done with the art phase on this level, I'm going to actually spend time on the characters to make sure that they're at least kind of doing stuff. They're moving and they can die. I want to actually spawn like a dead body. Oh yeah, that's one of the other things I like about having like a separate object, like a blueprint that is the dead body of a character, because I can place dead bodies all over the level, and like I can just kind of position them however I want and stuff like that, or whatever. Like, it would be nice to actually be able to have just like, for ambience sake, dead bodies like lean against walls with blood splat on the wall or some shit like that. So like having the dead bodies actually be a separate object would be convenient. And I can also make sure that like they disappear after a certain amount of time and stuff. I'm gonna check chat. Sorry, I just got focused on some crates. I wonder how hard it would be for you to add some sort of modding system. Okay, so here's the modding situation. I think I probably already said it multiple times. I'll explain it one more time, or I'll explain it as many times as necessary. But, so, I wanna, with the game, I want mod support, right? Like, to me, releasing the blueprints, so everybody who has the game can like literally load this shit up into UE4, and they can just do whatever the fuck they want with it, right? Except for, you know, like, maybe there'll be like rules on like making something commercial with it without, or you know, something like that. But like along those lines. So, I have a couple of problems with that though. One, I'm using some stuff that doesn't belong to me necessarily, right? So there's like things that I bought on the marketplace that are like the effects and the sounds. And then there's the quality menu. So the options menu doesn't belong to me and I can't release that. Otherwise, I can just everything else, right? And then people can like grab this and add more guns and make like their own version of the game or make maps for it and like whatever. Like ultimately, that's what I want. I just want to just like create an empire. Fuck it, you know, just put it all out there. But that's the only thing. The options menu, the sounds, and the effects. So like maybe one of the only ways I can get around that is by like maybe if I have some kind of a budget with the game, I can like hire people to just do all of the sounds and effects as unique things that belong to the project, and maybe like actually spend time to like make the options menu work or something like that, like make a new options menu. But yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Like I can't release stuff that doesn't belong to me. That's it, really. Like my PC boss? Wait, I don't get it. Your PC is boss? Alright, I want to have... Alright, this is going to be a unique piece, but for now I'll just put this here. Oh, blue screen of death? B-side. Why? I haven't seen a B-side in a while. That's bad, actually. B-side. B-side might mean you got a bad RAM stick or something. I want to get that checked out. Bad RAM stick can really fuck with things. Corruption and all that jazz. You don't want that. That could be bad. You know something? I kind of wonder if I could get away with... Nah, actually, what I'm gonna do with this is... I'm gonna keep it simple. Set this up. The Nintendo sounds. I wonder if I could actually do this where it's not. Yeah, it's kind of like just this part is kind of like hanging off. Nah. Trying to think, like, this is kind of cool where it's like this. Maybe if yeah, just grab this, kind of paste this rotation in here. Oh, wrong rotation. Copy. Paste. Oh, well. How about that? This is one of those times where it gets all weird. You gotta get in close to get the details. UPS? No, it's my network driver. Yep, there's a new driver version. The beside is caused by arthis.sys. Not sure what that is. And I've read online that it's a crash caused by TP-Link products. Technical stuff. Technical things. Technical things. You know, honestly, like, mod support is almost a no-brainer. How easy it would be if all of this stuff that was in this, you know, wasn't off the marketplace, but was like all unique assets and stuff. Then it would be so easy, and it would be like one of the best modding environments in the industry. You'd be able to do anything, and it's in blueprints, so like theoretically it's even easier for people who aren't programmers to be able to like analyze what's going on and make small changes, and it would be like visual changes, so like it'd be fucking like it'd be a feast. It would be a feast for people who are into modding, I think. God, I hope I don't run into like engine level problems with this, because like the modding support and stuff like that, people would be able to learn a lot. They'd even be able to grab the blueprints and use them in their own projects and stuff like that. Like, they'd be able to like take like bits and pieces, because it's kind of easy. A lot of the stuff that I'm doing isn't really that complicated. Like, oh, I'm drawing line traces, or you'd be able to just look at what I did and be like, oh, okay, I could do that too. And you just grab the blueprints and just copy them over. Like, you don't have to take like an entire piece. You can just take like bits and pieces and just look at how all of it was done, and even point and laugh and say, ha, I know how to do it better. You know what I mean? Man, the modding, like a game like this with modding support, like any of the Unreal games with modding support, must be just total beasts. There's like no question about it. Like, just outrageously good for the mod scene. Like, I can't even... I haven't looked at like Ark Survival supposedly has modding support, and stuff like that. Oh my god, like it's insanity. If they just release the source and be able to, like, here's the Unreal 4 engine's fucking dev tools. The sky is the limit. The modding would just be outrageous. I can't rant about it enough. Alright. Starting to reach a point where I'm running out of things that I can replace that aren't assets that I already have things for. Like, I want to do something special for this. Oh yeah, this could be replaced with something I already have. See what happens if I do this. I can work with that. Delete, delete, delete. Actually, let me replace that with this. This is better suited for that, what I'm about to do. Actually, how does it look when it went out like that? Not quite what I would have wanted. Neat. I guess I just do the same thing for the top.
I always seem to make the same mistakes. Too quick to fall, too fast to push away, away. I miss the warmth of your touch and your embrace. No one
Alright, I'm gonna build a couple ramps.
so safe, so safe. Slow down, don't
I'm gonna do it the way Alley Cat showed me. Where is that ramp top?
wanna fade out of your memory, your memory. Hold up, I know I have my doubts, but I want to fade back into your memory, your memory, your memory. I always seem to take the wrong turn, repeating history. When will I learn? I learn. I miss the way that you smile when you look at me.
This is cool. So I add component, static mesh ramp up.
Never made me
one more just for good measure because I'll have to see. Look at that. Now this is all just one object. And it has its origin in the correct spot. When I revisit the mini-map, it'll be a lot easier. Oops. It'll be a lot easier for me to get the origin and everything like that when I'm doing the mini-map. In fact, I might rework the mini-map thing a little bit so that it's just a blueprint. Instead of just loading a static mesh, it's actually loading a blueprint. And it has the origin already set up in the correct spot and stuff like that. It makes more sense to do it that way than just having like a separate object, because there's just gets a little bit messy in implementation on the implementation side of things. No stars here. And for this, I'm actually just gonna slap down the no. I mean effects. No. Oh, that's why I couldn't find it. Yeah, I'm gonna put this guy right here. Hey, what? Oh yeah, that's right, because it's not actually a rotated object. Ah, fuck it. I'm gonna have to start slapping some lighting into this. Zatch. Zatch. Yeah, what am I gonna do with that? Alright, so and this ramp top doesn't need to be hierarchical. Just gonna slap some regular ramp tops here. Copy. It doesn't matter if it's perfect, it just needs to be representative, or at least positional. I probably didn't even need to use the ramp for this. I could have probably just used anything. Closing in on 3 hours of stream. I've been pretty consistent about this now. Just keep doing it. Never stop. I'll have to stop when I'm moving though. I get repositioned in New York. I'll be in a better position to be able to focus on this more. And I won't have to worry about like weird taxes and stuff like that because I'm in Canada right now. So I'll be able to actually like put the game up on Steam and stuff. And I think I know exactly how I'm gonna do it too. I don't know if I've already talked about it on stream, but like the game will go up at around $5. And if you buy it at $5, you have it. But as I continue to add more and more content to the game, it'll go up in price. So like if you buy it early, you get it cheap, right? But if you wait like a year or two or something like that, and I'm still working on it, I'm still alive somehow, then you know you'll have to pay like $30 or $40 for the game or something like that. Because it'll just be, there'll be like so much content. There'll be like tons of enemies, everything will be reworked. There'll be probably at that time there'll probably be like 50 or 60 unique weapons, and, you know, it'll be like some like crazy shit by then. So if you buy the game right away, you get the cheap version. You know, you get ownership of the game while it's still cheap, and I think that's fair. Does that make sense? I think, to me, that sounds cool. Like, I can kind of deal with that. Like, even if in its early state it's kind of like overpriced for the amount of content, it's maybe a couple hours of content, I feel like the pricing should be closer to like an hour, $1, once you start getting into like this micro thing, but where it's like sort of like a micro amount of like a small game. But considering what I want to do, it's not really that crazy. Plus, it's also probably going to be helping me survive while I'm doing it. So it's worth it, I think, to go that route. Like, I think it would work. Also encourages people to buy it a little bit earlier, so that I'll be able to actually like maintain. Of course, I'm probably making like huge mistake, and who knows? Maybe I'll regret it. I'll be like, oh man, I should have sold it for full price right away or something like that. But I don't think so, actually. I think it makes sense to me. It just makes sense. When it's first released, it'll be cheaper. Get a few thousand people, throw $5 at it. That'll pay my rent for a couple months, and then it'll go up in price as I keep adding more. Yeah, I'm probably living in a fantasy world. Month 2, it'll be like $6, and it'll go up to $7, $8 as I keep adding more. There'll be more levels, more enemies, maybe a boss fight. Well, not maybe, there will be. I'm fucking flat out adding boss fights. There isn't going to be like a big part of the game is going to be the boss fights. The music. I'm thinking this should be the staircase. Oh, this is actually taller. Interesting. I might have to do the ramp just because I don't want to resize the stairs. Or I also don't like the stairs going further than this. Yeah, I feel like this is gonna have to be a ramp. On that note, I got a ramp already sitting over here, and I want to rotate. Local, rotate 90, bring this over, turn off the lighting so that I can see better.
was thinking that maybe when you get back, you could come with me. Fuck work, fall in love right now, and spend all our money. Jump with me. Jump with me. I've been feeling it buzzing in my fingertips. Wanna try you out. Get lost, get far away, and do what we wanna do now. Jump with me. Jump with me.
Getting a new network adapter. Well, B-siding is not acceptable. A B-side would ruin my day.
And I know the odds are always stacked against us. Even though we're young and trying to die. Baby, don't get no. And I know, da 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 da.
How am I gonna solve this? Oh yeah, there's a tiny little hole over here too. There's still this as well. Alright. I can get this wall. I mean, this wall is gonna be really simple. It's just gonna be more of this. But yeah, alright, so I need something for here. What could I do that would work in this spot, though? Oh wait, is this truly hierarchical instancing? Am I allowed to modify this without modifying all the other ones? Okay, cool. It's not instancing, per se. It's localizing. So if I take this object and I add this component to it. Yeah, this will be interesting because, oops. Yeah, but see, this is gonna cut. Well, just barely. It's a near miss. Wait, what else did I rotate on this thing? Only 90? 90. Oh. 180. Alright. Well, it's not cutting into that. The only thing is that it needs to be a little bit different. I could, 0.4? No, that's not what I wanted. 0.4? No? So it's on the red. Thank you, Tool Tips. You told me nothing about this. I was uninformed. Alright. Man, I should be using this stuff all the time. This is actually pretty slick. This allows me to build things in all kinds of ways without having to worry about whether shit lines up. Although I'm almost positive that there's some kind of hierarchical stuff going on here. Or some kind of Z fighting. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No! You're not having debugging symbols. Well, cross my fingers I didn't fucking completely break everything. Wow. Could not be successfully checked out from source. All I did was I just tried to delete the object that was sitting underneath. I might have just like corrupted the build or something. Hold on. Alright, I'm back to where I was. Alright, let's see. Because I saw a lot of shit that needed to be restored. Alright, I'm not seeing any errors. Let me... Imps behaving. Huh. Wow, it really didn't like what I just did. Like that caused the engine to just be like, fuck this. If I can run around though and Monday I'm gonna, well actually tonight I'm gonna do a mini build. I'm just gonna upload one. Like after this stream I'll probably just compile what I've got. And I'd like to actually have this area done though, but like there'll be some stuff that's still placeholder in this area. But after I shut off the stream, I'll probably do a couple more things, and then I'll just like compile a build, a playable build, put it up there, and then in Discord I'll provide the link and stuff. Yeah. So I'll be chilling in Discord. Although I do need to go and get some like grub. I need some kind of meal, some kind of food, because I'm about the B-side in real life. That said, I think I make some good progress on this section. I just need to figure out a couple more issues. And like, it's interesting to see this actually like. After all this time of seeing this area as a block mesh, it's kind of interesting to see it like actually have like meshes and stuff. I only eat raw food paste. Tastes like chicken. Alright, I'm gonna try this one more time. Because I have to, actually. Well, actually, I probably don't need to make it part of the hierarchy, do I? I just need something that I can, like, underneath here. I think what I was doing was fine. It was gonna work. I gotta also try to make sure that I'm not releasing the dev build incorrectly. That'll be pretty interesting if that's happening. That'll be kind of weird. Alright. Alright, take this here. I think this works a lot better, actually. Is there a way to just duplicate this wall trim? No error? It didn't, like, freak out on me and crash and destroy all my shit? That's pretty badass. I like that. Man, local space is really useful. It's just called static mesh. Just a little bit more thick. It's so easy to make like stuff line up in this text. I think there's actually a change I want to make to the first level real quick now that I'm thinking about it. This grenade launcher. It's not necessary. Mostly I learned it just by doing other projects. You start off with something simple, and then you just kind of pull it apart. Maybe you look at other people's blueprints, and you kind of just come up with your own solutions. And eventually, you kind of just get into a mode. I've learned mostly just by messing around with it. It took a lot though, like to get a hang of it. And also too, replication is still complicated. Like if you're just doing a straight up single player game, or you're doing a game that is single player now but might be multiplayer later, replication is requires you to like have. Oh man, that's a total mess. But other than that though, like just learning how to like maybe make a gun, or eventually you start figuring out enough stuff where when you run into a problem you're like, oh, okay, I know how to like solve this because I've solved it before, and that just kind of like snowballs. There is a wiki. There's a wealth of information out there. I mean, you can look at videos of people doing stuff, and like you can look at other people's blueprints. There's a ton of stuff. If you just download the front end, Epic's front end, it's literally like you can just go to click on the Learn tab, like right here, and they just show you so much stuff, and it's free stuff. Like you're even allowed to look at their Infiltrator demo, which I haven't done yet. That probably has some good sounds. That might actually have my minigun sound that I need, the spin up of the barrel. I don't have a sound for that yet. Like I can't find a good sound for that. Yeah, there's just so much stuff here. And honestly, the only real contentious thing I have found with the engine, where it seems like the developers have a different idea than I do, is the brushes. And that's really like a whole argument in and of itself. Like, but like, it's not like the brushes are bad; they're just the worst. They're still brushes. They're just not as good as like other engines. Yeah. Epic has a lot of great information. There's C++ as well. Yeah, you don't have to do things in Alright, hold on a second. Let me read through all this. I'm just not a fan of the visual scripting. Is there a way to get the same functionality but the coding? Yeah, C++. And from my understanding of it, it's really solid implementation. And the engine is completely open, so you can go wild. Don't like how the decals work? Just change that. BSP is outdated. Yeah, I agree. I think BSP has had its days, and to me, like right now, the engine is so amazing at handling meshes that there's really no reason to not just do everything in meshes. I think a lot of the you know, this like desire to have the brushes be like improved and stuff like that is sort of just like holding on to like legacy thought process and level design and stuff like that. It's not really necessary. I mean, if I can build a whole level in like flat sheets like this and have it be effective for what I need, and then later on I can easily just replace each one of these with like meshes that are all like uniformly sized, and it saves me a buttload of time. I mean, I don't think everybody should do it this way. Like everybody has different ways, and like maybe you can make stuff that doesn't look as blocky, or you can build an entire section as one mesh if you really want to. Probably don't recommend doing that because you might have to change the shape, you know, the size of a hallway or something, or the room. But you can, Like, the meshes work, and they're good, and we know they work, and they work for the rest of the game industry. Like, the vast majority of the game industry doesn't use brushes. They don't even know what a brush is. If I was to go to, like, developers like Square Enix, I bet you Square Enix has never seen a brush before. I bet you, like, I don't know, has Blizzard ever seen a brush before? They probably have people. That's the thing, like, there's so many companies out there, and they just work primarily in meshes, and there isn't any contention here. It's just a reality of it. Brushes were when BSP was something that people used, and they can still use it, but there's no advantages. I'm gonna show you a link to the super heavy work in progress version of the new brush editor. Oh yeah, you know, I still haven't really seen that in action. I would actually like to see just a video of it. Alright, I think, let me get this and this. In fact, I might actually just do the same thing I did over here with this. A little bit of a waste, but not really. In fact, I could probably... What about this trim? 90... 45, was it? In fact, I might actually even 0.4. It's a super heavy work in progress. No, it says a lot. I'm gonna laugh if it really does just turn out to be like, hey, we figured out a way to make it easier to place meshes. We've come full circle, guys. Alright, I can't forget about this. I could probably go ahead and do something where... But I want to actually make a unique piece for this. So I need a ceiling trim, a round trim, which is just going to be a variation of this that looks kind of like this. I haven't tried Reveal recently, but I've tried it in the past. I've improved the weapon feel, but it's missing something and I can't figure out what. You have my Discord, Red Zone? I'll check it out. I'll take a look at it tonight, if you want. Alright, send me a message on Discord. I think we've already communicated on Discord before. No, we haven't. Oh. There you are. Okay. Yeah, give me a, like, just post a link. Send me a link or post a link to it. I'll take a look at it, and I'll give my 2 cents. I don't know if it's gonna really be that much that I could say, but I'll say some stuff. Alright, let's see. I am going to have to get food, though. My brain. Because right now, I'm sort of stuck in this point where I think this is definitely a good time for me to take a break because I'm kind of getting stuck mentally. Let's see. I think I'll probably... Man, this does look like Doom 2016. It's a voxel Doom 2016 looking thing. Let's see. Just gotta upload the dev build to Mega. I'm going to be implementing an upgrade system. Maybe exchangeable weapon alt fires if you want to test out the menu system type. Puke name toggle menu. That menu is just a demo though. Amazing debug command. My commands are always gay and gay too. Zenimax is gonna sue the shit out of you. We used the color orange. That's oh yeah, because I'm making the Doom 2016 thing. Oh shit, man! I didn't know. Like, all right, this shit happened on its own. All right, you're gonna have to sue God, because this is. This is bigger than all of us. I don't know how this fucking happened. I mean, I was kind of thinking about shit, but like, yeah. Whoops. Fuck, even like even the trims and stuff kind of look like it. What have I done? Puke name is a GZ Doom command. You these emotes, yeah, the emojis. I haven't been properly browbeaten into Twitch yet, but I don't know. I think this works. It's good. It's good. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to make things complicated. Alright, so I got this in place. What else is going on here? Damn it, man. This looks so much. I'm gonna have to delete this stream, guys. I don't want it, like... I don't want ZeniMax to see this. I thought my imp was bad enough. Like after I had to change the imp so his face is different. Cause that shit doesn't look like the imp. Really kind of fucked up with that. It's like, oh man, come on, your imp looks too much like that's way too Doom. Please move to Twitch. I type so much that I get blocked from typing sometimes. I can't post links. Oh, the command just calls a script of a specific name. On the other hand, puke calls a numeric script. So if you have like, is that ACS script? Alright. Holy fuck, look at this. This is some like, yeah. Alright, need to get some particle effects in here. This doesn't even look like I thought it would look like. That's the weird part. I'm discovering the game for the first time myself. So I'm gonna have to fix some shit. I can't accept these lights leaking like this. It's not okay. Yes, ACS. Hold on a second, let me make sure I didn't miss something. I sent you both the link, by the way. By the way, don't try to use anything in the menu. It makes the buttons break. I'll have to while I'm in Discord, I'll have to re-ask like what the commands are. Cause puke name is pretty funny though. But do I run it like Brutal Doom? You'll need GZ Doom, like drag drop GZ Doom. Is it weird that I'm like having to add objects like this just for blocking light? I feel like that was one thing I liked about the subtractive brush mentality, was that at least the levels were like self-contained like spaces. Because I just feel like building like non-additive, like everything additive like this just feels so weird in the Unreal Engine. See, there's light still leaking through over here. Something that bothers me, I don't like seeing it. It also raises questions too. Also, a lot of the mod is contained within the options. You know, I haven't actually played a Doom mod that has like upgrading. Interestingly enough, actually, because there's. Oh, look at this. What I'm doing might bleed into another area. What a mess. These are supposed to be separate places. Separate spaces. I'm having to spend so much time just to fix such a minor bug. Oh. Oh, this kidding me. This shit is like, it's gonna be pulling this shit on me. Oh, I can't even see what I'm looking at. Great. Maybe it'd make it easier from like this. Okay, 5. Okay. What? Oh man, is this gonna have to be on 1? On the 1 grid? Oh. Looks like it was. Sorta. Maybe it's still off by a tiny bit. Might not matter. What a mess. Oh, sunlight. You know, I can do day-night transitions in this. The way the level is set up right now, it's actually not even remotely out of the question. I could actually have, like, when you're playing the game, there's day-night transitions. Oh, let me see what's going on. Let's see. Just like double jump anti-slide will be an upgrade. What programming language do you use? GZ Doom, C++, or C. ACS is a mixture. It works like, yeah, it works very much like C, like C#. There's also a decorate scripting. I haven't messed around with decorate scripting at all. And the newer Z script, which is like ACS, is decorate combined, which I really need to learn. And have more advanced features like C compared to Java. Does it work with Doom 1 WAD? Like from Ultimate Doom? Should work with any iWAD. I have to do like different voices while I'm reading. I don't know how to do like... Alright. I'm going to have to take a mental break, grab a bite to eat, pretend that I am a human and not a machine for a little while, and then I'll be on Discord, probably an hour and change. And if you guys are on, I'll take a look, and I'll make sure I can't remember all the console commands. It's up there somewhere, but I could take a look at the at reveal. Is it reveal? Is it it's reveal, right? Reveal. Yeah, the last time I played Reveal, I made a video of it. And I was playing on Redemption of the Slain. I always get jealous of Doom mods because it seems like they all have like sounds for like all the new guns that they make and stuff. Like, where are you guys getting these sounds? Yeah, like a spin up for the fucking chain gun, and I'm struggling over here trying to find a spin up sound for a chain gun. Somebody sell me one for like $3. I'd buy one for $3 actually. Look at. That's cheap. I don't know what the fuck this actually. This works. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm gonna have to do like a full collision pass on this map too. Make sure that players can't get up too high and stuff. You know, this actually really does kind of just look like my Doom maps. If you squint, this kind of looks like No Rest for the Living or something. Anyway, with that said, I'm gonna have to call this stream because I'm starving. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay. So, that's that. I'll take some promotional pictures to show what I did in the stream. Oh, man. Oh, the stretching is real. Oh, my whole spine. Ugh. Ugh. I maybe make some new light fixtures. That might be pretty cool. I don't know.
Calling all system 13s. We're cranking up the temperature. Brace yourselves. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Alright. End the stream for real this time. I'll see you guys later. I won't stream it again until Monday. Now Monday hopefully I'll have a version of this all released out, like this whole level arted out by then. So it'll all be looking like this. All of this area, all of this area. Man, I got work cut out for me right now, but I think I can do it. Alright, so that's that. Yeah, see you in Discord. And I'll play some Reveal later too. Alright? It's out.